All right, now we're going to read this story. You may have heard it, but let's see what this book is all about. The Three Little Pigs. There they are. They're dancing, aren't they? Once upon a time, there were three little pigs. Their mother could not keep them, so she sent them out to seek their fortunes. She's going, bye. Look, she's got a little bit of a tear. She's kind of sad because her little pigs are leaving. Before long, the first little pig met a man who had a bundle of straw. Will you give me some of that straw? Asked the pig. The man gave him some straw, and the little pig set to work building a house. He finished in no time. Before long, the wolf was at the door. He called out, little pig, let me come in." But the little pig answered, "No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." Then the wolf said, "I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." And he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house in. And he ate up the little pig. Oh no! The second little pig met a man who had a bundle of sticks. "Will you give me some of those sticks?" asked the pig. The man gave him some sticks, and the little pig set to work building a house. He was finished in a very short time. That's a pretty big house, isn't it? Before long, the wolf came along. He knocked at the door and called, little pig, let me come in." And the little pig answered, "No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," cried the wolf. Then he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, and he blew the house in, and he ate up the second little pig. Oh no! The third little pig met a man with a load of bricks. "Will you give me some of those bricks?" asked the pig. The man gave him some bricks, and the pig set to work building a house. It took a long time, but finally he was finished. Then along came the wolf. He knocked on the door and said, little pig, let me come in." But the little pig answered, "No, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," cried the wolf. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed and he huffed and he puffed some more, but he could not blow the house in. Then the wolf thought of another idea. Little pig, he called, "I know where there are some delicious turnips." "Where?" asked the little pig. "Not far from here in the farmer's field," replied the wolf. "If you will be ready tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, I will show you where they are." "All right," agreed the pig. But he got up at 5 o'clock the next morning and went to find the turnips by himself. At 6 o'clock, the wolf knocked on the pig's door. "Are you ready?" he called. "Am I ready?" laughed the little pig. "I've already been there and back. Now I have all the turnips I can use." Oops. So the wolf thought up a different plan. Little pig, he called, "I know of an apple tree that is loaded with apples." "Which one do you mean?" asked the little pig. And the wolf replied, "It is far down the road. If you will be ready at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, I will show you where it is." But the pig got up at 4 o'clock the next morning and found the apples by himself. But he was still up in the tree when the wolf arrived. "So there you are," called the wolf. "Why didn't you wait for me?" The little pig called down, "I have been saving the best apples for you. Here, I will throw one down." But he threw it so far that the wolf had to chase after it. Then the little pig jumped down from the tree and ran all the way home with a sack full of apples. The next morning, the wolf knocked on the little pig's door. Little pig, he called. There is a fair in town. Would you like to come with me? And the pig replied, Yes, of course. What time will you be ready? At 3 o'clock this afternoon, said the wolf. I will be ready for you, replied the pig. Then, as soon as the wolf had gone home, the little pig went down to the fair all by himself. He bought a butter churn and was on his way home when he saw the wolf coming. So he climbed into the butter churn and rolled down the hill towards the wolf. This frightened the wolf so much that he ran all the way home. The next day, the wolf knocked on the little pig's door and said, Yesterday, while I was walking to the fair, a great round thing came rumbling and tumbling down at me. It frightened me quite out of my wits. The little pig laughed. Then you were frightened by me. You see, I went to the fair and bought a butter churn, and when I saw you coming, I climbed into the churn and rolled down the hill. This made the wolf so angry that he said he would come down the chimney and eat up the pig. So he got a ladder and he climbed up on the roof. Meanwhile, the little pig built a big fire in the fireplace. He hung a huge pot of water over the fire. Before long, the water was boiling and bubbling. The wolf came down the chimney and fell right into the pot. Then the little pig put the cover on and made a delicious stew, which he had for supper that very night. And of course, he lived happily ever after.